Hi guys, how you doing? Again, this is D. Durrell with D. Durrell Life Solutions. So let's get right to it, to the topic at hand. I like to focus on how black male teenagers fall in a trap of being pseudo husbands and fathers in their family structure. So what I'm saying is that black males, particularly teenagers who are in the process of growing up to be men, particularly young black males from the ages of 15 to 18, and some younger than that, fall into the trap of being pseudo husbands to their mothers and put in a position to be a father figure to their younger siblings. And I'm stating this because this is one of the most detrimental situations that occur in the black community that leads to tons of dysfunction and ineptitude as it relates to black men understanding what it takes to become a black man. And also the fact that it leads to women, and I repeat, women who are mothers, not understanding how to effectively interact with their children and to allow those young black teenagers to become men. And you're basically fast forwarding that process of their psychosocial development so that they can step up and become a boyfriend or a pseudo husband for you, that financially and socially within the household to do things that you could never obtain or ever get another guy to commit to do, including the father of the children. I want you to understand that in this role, it comes from a lack of poverty, desperation, financial issues, lack of maturity from the mother, a lack of influence of the dad, who's always, for some reason, in these dysfunctional situations, not there, nowhere to be found. No black male teenager should be seeking pressure roles such as trying to be the man of the house, attempting to be a father to his younger siblings. Now, should younger brothers, older brothers be somewhat of a model, role model of a way for the other kids to learn? And I've done tons of research and have read research as it deals with the influence of particularly the oldest child, particularly if it's a black male, and how that child becomes a model to the rest of the kids, that if this child is respectful, responsible, then the other children are more likely to be influenced by that black male, even more than an older black female. That's their sister. But the fact of the matter is that many of these young black teenagers in urban areas are given the responsibility or forced to take the responsibility of looking after their siblings, not just as a brother, but almost as if they are teaching their siblings and functioning as if it was a father functioning to his own children. That to me is just irresponsible, and it leads to a situation in which a teenager is not able to just be a teenager. And we wonder why, in some situations, young and older adults do things that are somewhat immature and somewhat relatable to teenagers and their actions and their verbal stances, how they communicate, how they function, because they're trying to overcompensate as an adult for things that they were not able to experience as a kid, as a teenager. And in many situations, the mother wants the son to be a pseudo disciplinary, pseudo husband, someone not in a sense of her looking at him in a certain way that she looked as another man. She basically wants him to take care of all of the responsibilities of what she could never obtain from a man. But not looking at the pressure that this young male has to encounter. And this goes in regards to, again, supervising children, maintaining roles, finances, looking around the house, securing the household, forcing children to get jobs, full-time jobs while they're in school so they can help her afford to take care of the children that he did not create. That is not a role for a child who should be focusing on having fun, who should be focusing on school and other activities and doing things that's relative to being a teenager, not a grown-ass man. And in many situations, this young black man finds himself attempting to please his mother, please his siblings, to please everybody but himself. Put in a position in which you feel like you have to do whatever you have to do to take care of your household as if you are a man. But teenagers are not men. Teenage boys are not men. They're teenagers. And see, this is what leads many guys who have to encounter this type of interaction to get involved in activities for the sole purpose of money without necessarily assessing the legalities of it and the safety of it. Because they feel like if I don't do it, my family won't survive. That's a hell of a position for you to put a 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old kid into. But these women who do this are selfish. They're blind to the fact. They don't realize that they're actually hurting their son more than they're helping them, just so that you can feel like you have a man. So I say this because this is not the role that a teenager should be in. This is not a role where teenagers should be worrying about paying bills, worried about whether their siblings are going to have something to eat, where they're going to sleep, are they going to be evicted. Those are adult issues for people who are adults, not for a child, not for someone who's not mature enough and old enough to understand and effectively resolve these issues. And when you put young black males into this position, they'll begin to ignore key activities that should be occurring in their life, things key to their development, such as keeping school as being important, such as understanding that maybe college. For kids like this, college may not even be on the radar and a possible endeavor. Because, hey, I'm hell-bent on taking care of the family that I didn't create with my mother and pleasing her. She's stroking your ego because you're doing these things, but not worried about your own long-term happiness and longevity as a professional in whatever field you're in. It's not about this young black male. It's about her. And that's the reason why she trained you in this way. In all essence, a teenager is not mature enough to take on these issues on average. They're not. And if they attempt to do, many find themselves doing illegal things to make up for the loss. So, I hope you all enjoyed this particular topic. I hope I shed light on the trap of young teenagers falling to becoming pseudo husbands and fathers to their siblings. I feel pity for kids who have to engage into this role, who basically been placed into this role. I know it can be a lot of pressure. And I do think that's something that we have to relook at as a community, as far as we understand the occurrences of single black mothers is high, but these are the behaviors that will contribute to who she is. Are you sure this is what you want to do? How you want to live? And some say yay, some say nay. But at the surface level, there are many young black boys who are not valuing school, who are not valuing developing themselves because they want to make the early buck so that they can please their mother. So guys, tell me what you think about this particular topic. This is D. Durrell Life Solutions. Please leave a comment in the comment section.